All right. Hi, everyone. My name's Karen, and I'm here with the lovely Brigitte, who is one of our lovely elite coaching members. So today, Brigitte and I are going to be having a bit of a chat about her journey and her results within the program and what has changed in her life since she has joined up. So, Brigitte, first of all, would you mind just giving a little introduction of yourself?
Yep, no worries, Karen. So like you said, my name's Brigitte and I am almost 50. I'll be turning 50 in a couple of months, which is exciting but scary at the same time. I'm a single mum. I've got a 17-year-old boy who's going through HSC at the moment. So it's been a very stressful kind of year.
Yeah.
I work full-time at the moment in corporate as a computer programmer. That's kind of a bit about me.
Awesome. And so Brigitte is currently in week 8 of our 12-week program. So we're going to be talking to you about her journey and experience so far. So to get things started, Brigitte, would you mind sharing with us what results you've achieved so far within the program?
Yep. I've managed to lose 4 kilos, which has been awesome for me. And the biggest thing I think for me is really being able to fit into my clothes, which has been a real problem, particularly for the last year or so, because all my clothes were getting tighter. So I've managed to lose like 4 centimeters off my waist, which is actually for me, it's a big achievement. And I think just generally I feel amazing. Like I feel really great. I'm springing out of bed in the morning. I'm eating really well. I'm exercising or moving every day. I think just my general health, I feel really great. So that for me is a big plus. So my skin looks really good. My nails are growing so long all the time. I don't know why, but they are.
Good.
But yeah, no, I generally feel really, really great. Yeah.
And that's awesome, Bridge, because you're literally 1 kilo off your goal weight that
Yep.
you want to achieve in this program. So then we get to focus on just the lean muscle mass and making sure you've got that nice tone and definition. So pretty exciting that you're almost at your goal and we haven't even finished the program yet.
Yep. No, I am. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I mean, I can even tell like now I feel like my body's a lot more toned than it was, because I took the before shots before I started, and obviously I'll do the after shots when the program's finished, but I could already see that like I'm quite toned, my arms, my kind of waist, like I feel really, really good, and I look good too, so I'm really happy about that. So yeah.
That's so awesome to hear you talk about yourself like that. And not that it's about this all the time, but I mean, summer is here and, you can go out there and rock it for summer.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Really nice to be able to say that you're looking forward to summer and getting amongst it.
Yeah.
Not something that everyone can say. So
no.
Tell me, before you started working with us within the Elite Coaching Program, what were you struggling with in terms of trying to get these results on your own?
I think the biggest thing for me was just the food management and sort of knowing what to eat. Because I've always been fairly active. So from an exercise point of view, I used to run. Like I used to run every day for about half an hour or so on the treadmill. And I thought that was good enough. And I thought it didn't really matter what I ate. I would just burn it all off, and I didn't really kind of worry about portion sizes. So I think for me, my biggest struggle was really about the food and knowing what to eat and how much to eat. And kind of also when to eat, because I know, working in corporate, I'd come home late at night and then eat a late dinner, and sometimes I wouldn't even eat lunch because I just skipped lunch. So it's just all of those kind of, I guess, bad habits that I think I just didn't really quite understand how to manage it all, and I found that the weight was kind of creeping up over the last year and a bit. And also I was eating out a lot. I was drinking alcohol every weekend. Not a lot. Like I was probably only to have like 1 or 2 glasses of alcohol over the whole weekend. But still, that's a lot for me. So that was my biggest struggle. It was just the food and what to do there. Yeah.
So in terms of what you have learnt within the program, what exactly has changed for you in terms of your food and your nutrition?
Obviously, I mean, the things that I've learned is obviously about macros and, you know, the macronutrients and the micronutrients, and just eating the right amount of calories for me, and the right proportion of those macros. Like, they're all things that have been been such an eye opener for me. And also portions, like understanding what is a normal portion, and and how to balance the portions and the macros. So, and having snacks during the day. Like, I never used to snack. I was always a breakfast, lunch, and dinner person. And so how important snacking is to keep your metabolism up, and just to keep you fueled for the day. And I think the biggest thing I've found is, by eating that way, I think I feel a lot better. I think my body is kind of functioning at a more optimal level than it has before, because I'm finding that I can do, I'm doing 3 strength training sessions a week, and I've never done that much weights before. And I don't think, if I wasn't eating properly, I don't think I probably would have. So, yeah, they're the things I've sort of learnt on the program, which have been absolutely awesome.
Super exciting.
Yeah, because like one of my main goals was really trying to learn these life skills, so I can keep going for the rest of my life this way. Especially as we're getting older, because it's so important. And I mean, that's one of the other things I've learned. It's so important for us to be eating and functioning properly as we get sort of older. So yeah.
And in terms of, dropping those last 5 kilos, that's something that a lot of women do struggle with, because often losing the last 5 kilos is the hardest part. So the fact that you've done 4 already, and we've still got a number of weeks together, is really exciting. But in terms of losing weight, a lot of people sort of think that they just need to either starve themselves or to go on a really low calorie diet, or, cut out carbs or things like that. In terms of how you've gone about losing weight within the way we've taught you in the program, how would you describe it?
Because I've done that. I have limited the calories, and I have cut out carbs, thinking that that's how you're supposed to be losing weight and everything. And it doesn't work. It's not sustainable. I think the thing with the program is, one, we're eating to fuel our bodies. We're eating the right amount of calories. We're eating the right portions of all the different foods. But at no point did I ever feel like I was starving myself. At no point did I ever feel like it was actually a restriction, to be perfectly honest. I'm eating all the things that I still enjoy. Like, I'm eating chocolate, I'm eating dates. Like, I love those. On the odd occasion I'll make like healthy nachos, or, like I'm still eating all the things that I absolutely love. So for me, it's not a diet, it's not a restriction, it's nothing like that. It's just, a lifestyle. It's a new way. It's a new lifestyle for me. And it's something that you can sustain. It's something that you can do every day. I love peanut butter. I can have peanut butter. I love cottage cheese. I love my go-to breakfast is oats. I've always loved oats. And I can still have all that stuff, and that's carbs. And bananas. I have a banana every morning before I go to the gym. I can still have bananas, even though it's lots of carbs. It's good carbs. So I don't feel like at any point there's been any sort of restriction, like I have done in the past. Like, I have eaten 1,200 calories and eaten like a bird, and it's been awful. Like, to start off with, it's okay, because you're seeing the weight dropping off really quickly, and you get so excited. But then it's just like you get grumpier. You can't keep going.
Can't sustain it.
No, you can't. No.
Yeah. And I remember in one of our first conversations, you were telling me that that's basically what you did every single day, and you had no energy, and you were tired and lethargic. And then I spoke to you about macros and how we can potentially build up your calories. And it was so eye-opening for you, because it meant that you no longer had to starve yourself at any point in your life, and you still get to lose weight. So that's actually really exciting, that now that you've kind of almost, once we finish losing that last kilo, we then get to build your calories back up to maintenance, which means that's where you're going to live. And, I talk to people about living at their maintenance calories, and, is that something that you do think is sustainable forever?
Absolutely. And one of the things I think that's really, really helped, well, me in particular, and this is something that you've taught us, is having access to the chronometer tool. So had I not been on this program, I would never have known anything about this chronometer tool. And essentially it does all the work for you. You know, it helps you track, you know, the portions of macros. You put your targets in and it helps you track. And it's something I will use forever. I'm anal kind of person. I love lists. I love checking things off. I love spreadsheets. So that kind of works right up my alley. And yeah, it's something I will use forever. And I think as time goes on, I'll know what, you know, 50 grams of blueberries are, or, you know, how, like a tablespoon of, you know, yogurt or whatever. I'll know over time, and I won't have to keep weighing everything, which is what I have been doing.
Yes.
But even I think in those 8 weeks, yeah, I think now I'm at a point where I kind of can roughly tell how much 50 grams of blueberries are, or I can tell what half a cup of oats is without having to measure. Kind of getting better at that every week. So yeah, I think it definitely will be something that I'll continue doing
that's
forever.
awesome.
So, yeah.
And that's exactly what I want to hear, because we want to get to you to the point where you don't have to track your intake, but you've still got a really good idea of what your body needs. And I feel like you're already headed in that direction. So that's really awesome. So I mean, you're a busy mom, you've got a full-time job, and so as a busy mum, I mean, do you think this is a sustainable program that other busy women can pick up? Because I know a lot of people are sort of scared that they don't have time. But what would you say to that?
Look, I think with anything, you've just got to make the time. You've just got to be organised. And if you want it bad enough, you know, and I think it's really important that we put our health as top priority, because without it, you know, we don't really have anything else, especially not being able to look after your kids or partner or household or whatever it is. You just have to be organised. That's kind of my biggest sort of takeout out of this. You know, on weekends, you just prep food for the coming week. You know, you plan what you're going to eat sort of a few days in advance. Or if you're like me, I mean, I'm happy to eat the same breakfast or the same lunch every day, and that's generally what I do. So I already know what I'm going to have for breakfast, and I already know what I'm going to have for lunch. So it's just a case of just planning that out. So really just being organized and planning, I think, is the biggest thing. And like with most mums already do that as part of their many skills
yes
in having children and running a household. So you know, it's just you know, be a little bit selfish and sort of devote a bit of that time to yourself and not just to your family, because it is important. It is really important. You know, my parents are quite elderly at the moment, and they have gone through a hell of a year with their health. And they've never had great health, and I see that, and I don't want that for myself and my family. So that's a big learning for me, a huge reason why I want to try to take control of my weight and my health. So yeah, definitely put the priority on there.
I absolutely agree with you moving forward. I mean, as we age and as women, you know, now's the time for us to be really making sure that we're getting those foundations of strength so that we can keep our metabolism firing as we age and things like that as well. So I have to take my hat off to you, Brigitte. Literally every single thing that I've asked you to do within this program, you've literally done it, and you've nailed it, and you've smashed it, and you've got the results. But I mean, I love seeing the results, and that makes me really happy. But what actually makes me even happier is seeing how you're feeling, seeing how your energy has returned, seeing how you're feeling really confident about summer, and just all of the byproducts of this kind of lifestyle, and, you know, getting the right calories and nutrition and macros for what your body needs. The upshot of that is all of the benefits that you've talked about. So that's what makes me really happy to hear exactly how you're feeling. So that's really cool. So, I mean, for anyone who hasn't joined the program yet, or might be sitting on the fence, or is a bit nervous about investing in themselves for something like this, because it can be scary to make that investment into yourself, what would you say to them?
Look, I think it's definitely something they should give a go at. I mean, there are so many weight loss programs out there, like, you know, the Michelle Bridges and Weight Watchers. And I know so many people have tried all of those. But I think the thing that's probably different about your program is that it's so personalized to you. And, you know, one of the first things that we did was have that initial call, and we talked about my life and what I could and couldn't do, like how many workouts could I fit in, how many days could I do walks, like, you know, most of the time when you join up to these other programs, or if you join a gym, nobody ever asks you those sorts of questions. It's always like you've got to try and fit into the program that they've given you, not the other way around. So I think that's probably one of the biggest differences. And I think for women who are kind of not sure, you know, just have a chat to you, like have a talk to someone about that, talk to yourself about that, and try and fit in what you can into your lifestyle. I think that's sort of the biggest thing. I mean, there has to be a certain level of commitment. I mean, I'm not going to lie, you have to be committed to doing this, and you have to be coachable. That's the other thing. You've got to be
that's a good one.
Because I think if you're not, then it kind of defeats the whole purpose, because I've learned so much on this program about health and nutrition and fitness and food, and even myself. Like, I've learned so much about myself and what I can and can't do, and I feel really great that I've achieved what I've achieved. And I think it's a real boost of confidence for people, like especially if they're struggling, have struggled for a long time. I think you've got nothing to lose but extra kilos, really. Like, you got nothing to lose. So, and you do learn so much about food and nutrition and skills that will take you into your lifestyle. So so I'd say give it a go, but you've got to be committed to it, you know. And like I said before, I think women, particularly women who like have got kids and work full time, I mean, it's not easy to juggle all those things, but just be selfish. Just be selfish and spend that time on yourself. You know, it's so important to get your health, health right. So yeah.
And in terms of the amount of time that you spend, let's say, planning your nutrition, now that you've been in the program for 8 weeks, how long does that take you now?
Oh gosh, I mean, in terms of like my day to day, I know what I'm going to eat, because I just usually, you know, eat what I ate the day before generally. So it's kind of like a bit of a 5-minute little update on Chronometer. And you know, on the weekends I might do some bulk cooking. So look, I wouldn't say, I mean, the cooking might take maybe an hour or two, but an every day might be only a few minutes. So it's really not that much time at all, to be honest. It's actually easier than you think it is. So yeah.
That's our hope for all of our members, to feel that, you know, it might start off with being a bit of a learning curve to start with, but then a couple of weeks into the program, I feel like it all just clicks. It's like, okay, I get it. Easy, copy, paste, you know, move things around, and it doesn't take that long to get it all set up. So that's really awesome. So
yeah. And I think you provide so many tutorials on all the different bits and pieces. There's so much documentation. There's so many different videos that you've put together, and Facebook Lives. Like, there's so much support. Like, it's all there. So which is really awesome.
And talking about the support and the accountability, is that something that you found really helpful throughout the program?
Yes. So, I mean, I'm naturally a bit of a self-starter, so I kind of don't always need to have accountability sort of partners or anything like that. But I definitely found that just having you and Beck as kind of like the cheer squad is awesome. So, you know, just, you know, your comments, they have the weekly check-in calls. They're just so great. They're just so great to just talk about, you know, how I'm feeling or what's happened in the last week. Yeah, I think the support is really, really great. And I think being part of the Facebook kind of community as well, you know, you get to meet other people. You get to see what people are posting in terms of the sort of stuff they're eating. So it gives you lots of ideas on other meals to eat, because you do get, I mean, you would get sick of eating the same thing every single day, but, but it's really good because people share ideas, and everyone's so encouraging and spurring everyone on. So it's a really nice little community. I really like it. Everybody's so lovely. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice to hear. I think the same thing too.
Yeah.
So okay, well, Bridge, thanks for your time today. Is there anything else, any last parting words that you would like to say in terms of helping others get involved in this program?
Look, I think it's just everything's so positive about this program. I think both you and Beck have got an absolute wealth of knowledge, and I think the biggest thing is you walk the talk, and you guys, what you preach, you actually sort of commit to and fulfill. Like I've sort of been part of boot camps, and I've had like personal trainers in the past, and they don't always walk that talk. I can remember I had a boot camp instructor who was so fit and so healthy and really encouraged everyone to be healthy, but then she'd feed her kids McDonald's for dinner that night. And I kind of thought, doesn't that just like defeat the whole purpose? So I just found that really strange. And I mean, I know everybody has a bad day, and that's just normal, and that's just new human. But I think the difference is that you guys kind of like are so committed to what you're doing, and you would never ask any of us to do anything that you wouldn't do yourself. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just been really, really fun. That's all. It's just been sorry.
It's okay.
It's just been so fun. I've actually really, really loved it. So it's been really, really great. So yeah.
Well, it's been awesome having you in the family, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next. And you've been so present in all of our live training sessions that we've done for the elite coaching members. And I love that you always bring your notebook and ask questions, and it actually makes my day that you do that. So that's so awesome.
I'm old school, Karen. I still write everything.
I love it.
People have got apps for everything, whereas I still have my notebook and pen.
I'm the same.
Stationery.
Me too. I get it. I think that's why we get each other.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Thank you again so much for your time, Bridge. And
no
as
worries.
I said, super excited for the future and what's next. And I can't wait to see your after photos, because I just know they're going to be awesome. So look forward to seeing them. And thanks very much.
No worries. Thanks so much, Karen.